Assalamu alaikum, Berakah, Leon Shalom, Yeshua, Atano, Hakodesh, Kadasa, Dakar, Repo, Yeshua, Bashem, Yahaba, Haim Olamim, Bashamayim, Elohim, Yisrael, Ada, Yishmael, Rabba, Ancient American Indian, Kadomim, Dorim, Kadama, Maraka, Mayana, Shafrika, Perim, Yehosef, Yaakov, Yisrael, Yosha, Ekore, Rosha, Ukraine, in Europe, and Ororope, of course, I already said that, and we'll be completely healed in his fiery light when he comes. Australia, we will become the stars. Genesis 37, we are the stars, we are Joseph's, we are Jacob's, and Frederick already said that. North America, South America said that. Asia, Islanders, Hawaii, New Zealand, Greenland, even Alaska, Cuba, and Puerto Rico, everybody. Barzillai, I gotta put that on the song. And let me see, Armenia, Canada. I'm doing a remix on Canada. No disrespect to the nation. I'm just doing a spiritual prophetic remix on the national anthems. Even God Bless America. I'm not doing Jose, can you see? I'm doing God Bless America. The land that we love, I stand beside her and guide her to her thrones in heaven above, beyond the mountains and the prairies in new valleys and blue lagoons. God bless Mayans of Africa, Armenia, Yishmael, Rabba, Israel. Okay, so I got a little sidetrack on that. God bless everybody. Did I say the continents? Mass murderers. Mass murderers. Mass murderers. You know, people who killed a lot of people, and the guys who are at the tip top of things. You know. Let's just take a look at Instagram. Let's go see who's at the tip top of who's exalted at the tip top of Satan. Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting that. Oh my goodness, I was not expecting my baby gazelle, robbed it, gazelle, my baby. Robbed it from the beast, gazelle, robbed it, Pharaoh, Abraham, yes, my baby. Somebody's irritating me. There is many in the world. What irritates me is in the world there are aluminum gassing, poisons, melting, people who curse themselves with Satanism and trying to take over my wives, like Pharaoh Abraham. Para Adam Negareti Duran Abarecham Adam Duran. That's my wife, and God bless your wife and your friends and humble people. Okay, baby. God bless you and humble people. What's this? What's this on your belly? What is that? Oh, you see? A silver eagle type of thing. An abomination that God hates on my wife. You look so good. Oh my gosh. Minus that little nothingness. Minus that. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Oh, you look so good. Is this really you? Is this AI? Oh my gosh. Adam para hawahayas duradon. Abarecham pasita beten in your belly button. Oh wow. And for the boys, for the young men and women out there, this is not easy, you know. It's not easy to this is very crucial times. This is very dire days. But I don't want to send it there. This is very, very, we got, some things are walking the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love, as you guys know, Christians get smelted, backs broken from top to bottom, necks, teeth, eyeballs poked out, and eyeballs poked in. Christians in this world today, they really suffer, and I encourage the young man to not partake in evil. I encourage the young men to be preachers. You know, yeah. Once upon a time, we were asleep. We fell for the okey doke. We believe that everyone with a turban on their head was a terrorist and hated us. And why did they hate us? Because they're getting blown up over there, or the CIA was setting up Saddam Hussein, or their CIA was setting up dictators. The CIA, the Roman CIA, set up dictators, and Osama bin Laden and all these things, and then they blamed them for everything bad. And then who profited? Some guy, some fake Jewish guy in the synagogue of Satan, Freemasonry, billions of dollars from the World Trade Center. Who profited from that? Let's be realistic. We already did the video, Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden. Who profited from the World Trade Center, billions of dollars? And God bless. And so this guy, Larry Silverstein, profited from the World Trade Center and falling, and all he cared about was the billions of dollars. He didn't care about all the lives that was lost. He didn't care about Pete Davidson's daddy. God bless you, Pete Davidson. I love you. You're my little brother. And of course, sometimes I entertain Kimberly with the dramatics and girls and stuff, and I just responding to what I see online or internet commercials, and the words that irritate us, trigger words and things. Sometimes I'll be honest. I take the bait purposefully and just run with it and start acting. I'll start saying things. I'll start telling jokes, and it's my therapy. And as a comedian or a funny guy, you can call me an amateur. It doesn't bother me. I've never done any comedian shows. I've always been shy, and I've always been a shy guy because I've always been schmelted, but I've always been super anointed, and I could get straight A's in class if I really wanted to. I could play any sport. I'm good at video games. I'm good at writing stories. I'm good at things. But it's not really God's plan to allow me to get too far away from God and to do those things. So I know where I'm supposed to be. It's fun to just do it for fun, like cooking for fun or cooking for your family, but not necessarily opening a restaurant and being a slave to that restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it worth it? It's fun. Like, it's good to make money. It's good to make a living, support our families. It's good to cook. I love to cook. I cook Thanksgiving all by myself. You can go on my Facebook, type in turkey or Thanksgiving or something, and I cooked the turkey. I smoked the ham, did the stuffing. I did the stuffing the night before. I put cranberries in it sometimes, once or twice. I did the turkey the next day, the yams, the mashed potatoes, just basic yams, mashed potatoes, and ham, smoked the ham, and what else? Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, yams. I know how to make homemade tortillas, organic tortillas, tamales. I know how to make anything almost. And I just haven't made homemade pasta, honestly. I'd rather go to Trader Joe's, honestly. Sometimes I don't want to cook. I know how to make pizzas, of course. Everything's easy. Anyone could cook. Anybody could cook. Anyone can make food. If we just go on Google and Google it. And we just go on Google and type in like simple recipes, the simplest recipe. And whenever you want to cook something, just type in natural, organic, or the simplest recipe. And just pick the easy one. It doesn't have to be complex. Okay. So this guy, oh yeah, I wanted to Google. He wanted to get 2 payouts. Larry Silverstein asked for $7 billion instead of 3.5 because the World Trade Center suffered 2 separate planes, but they, from what I read so far, they said no, and he ended up getting, let's see, he ended up getting 4.577 for 1, 2, and 4, and 5. Yeah, that's what this says. So, he got $4.5 billion, and then Tower 4 was showing break-in attempts to steal gold and silver. So while people are falling out of buildings and jumping and falling out and trying to climb down and falling, somebody's over there trying to heist. Apparently, somebody may have been trying to heist what was in there. Was there anything in the bottom? I heard something. There was gold in the bottom of the trade centers, and which buildings? It could have been. It could have been a vault under every single building. You know, every single building could have a vault for people or for companies. You know, for all we know, there's a vault under every single tower. Yes, the vault located under 4 World Trade Center sustained damage during the 9/11 attacks. Extent of damage, while the vault area was partially intact, the vault itself, containing safe deposit boxes, was badly crushed and charred. The vault was damaged beyond repair. Let's see. This is not what I read before, but it's whatever. Let me see. Let's Google something else. Okay, let's go to that New York Times. See this? Let's go to New York Times, the original. Let's go to the original 2001 article. Let's go back. Let's not trust. We can't really trust newer reports. Okay, they're changing everything. Let's see what it says. It says about 2 weeks ago, and November 1st, so October, you're talking about mid-October, something like October 14, 15, 16, a security team spotted scorch marks on a basement doorway below 4 World Trade Center on the east side of the ruined complex, according to officials. Even in a place of mass devastation and death, those scorch marks got fast attention. They had not been noticed by a patrol team a few hours earlier. So they got patrol, they got security patrol. That's good. That's normal. But they're supposed to be checking it every hour, or they're supposed to be checking it every hour, or having a standing guard there, stationed there. But nevertheless, they caught it a few hours later. And behind the damaged but intact the door were nearly 10,000 tons of gold and silver. 10,000 tons. 10,000 tons of gold and silver silver. So if somebody thinks he owns the building, wouldn't you think that somebody might be, if somebody thinks they own the building, like a synagogue of Satan, fake Jewish person only cares about money, they're probably thinking, man, this is my building, this is my gold, I'm taking everything, and I'm going to get insurance for this building, right? Like, let's be realistic. In 2001, 24 years ago, and somebody is claiming ownership of the building and getting paid billions of dollars. You know that there may be a thought in their brain as to say to themselves, all this is their gold and treasure. It's them, it's their letters, silver, stone, silver, stein, and gold, and all this should belong to me. It's mine. Right? The way people are with letters, I had no clue. I just barely learned about people claiming letters. I guess 2 years ago or something. So it says, even in a place of mass devastation, paragraph 2, mass devastation and death, those scorch marks got fast attention. They had not been noticed by a patrol team a few hours earlier, and somebody gave them time. So somebody gave them a few hours. So it's an inside job all the way around. Somebody allowed the wiring of. My guess, I have a theory. My theory is they built the buildings to be brought down. My theory is that they installed at least lines like demolition lines, like that it was already wired, but they just had to connect it, like wire it together, like connect everything, or not. I'm not in profit mode right now. I'm just sharing my thoughts and opinions. I'm guessing that they built the World Trade Center and the Titanic just to sink it. It's not the first time. They built the Titanic just to sink and kill off some people and bring about the Federal Reserve the next year, 1912 to 1913. And then 2001, they brought down the World Trade Centers, some of them, and they fell, free fall. They were imploding. It was professional. It was a demolition. And if you Google it, there was people hearing reports on the radio. They said, pull. I think it was Tower 7. And pull Tower 7. Let me see. Okay, go watch this. Larry Silverstein, the leaseholder of the World Trade Center complex, made a controversial statement regarding the collapse of World Trade Center Tower 7. WTC 7, World Trade Center 7, during the PBS documentary. Watch this. Go get this. Download it. Hurry up before they take it off. PBS documentary in 2002. And in the interview, he mentioned that this is a different one too, but there was a report too, that he made the decision to pull it, which some interpreted as an admission that he ordered the building to be intentionally demolished. Okay, so imagine the buildings may have been pre-wired. They may have been pre-wired in advance to just bring them down, and for if there's any fires or there's anything, if anything they don't like about it, it's already wired to bring down. I'm guessing. I'm making an opinion. And so, but just imagine the power in your hands. If that's the case, Larry Silverstein has a remote control. In symbolically, metaphorically speaking, he has a remote control in his hands, and he can just bring down another tower and get more money and blame it on the collapse of the other two, which were also remote control. But he needed planes to hit. He needed the planes to hit, then hit the button, and symbolically, there's a button somewhere, right? Probably 2 keys, like a nuclear bomb. 1 key, 2 keys, turn it, push the button, there you go. So they were pre-wired, they're wired somewhere, remotely demolished. They're remotely demolished, all wired, ready to go, free fall speed, implosions on itself, with not tilting to the left, not tilting to the right, not tilting front or back, perfectly straight down. World Trade Center 7, Pullets. Let's go get it. 2002. Honestly, I found these. I want to go watch them. So I think I'm going to cut this video short so I can go see. And once again, God bless everybody, family who. First, I'm gonna see what I want to say before I stop this video. But P. Davidson, God bless you and your family, your dad in heaven, and everybody who lost somebody. And Patrick Tillman, that was an inside job, point blank range. They shot him in the head. Patrick Tillman. This guy who left NFL to go fight a fake war ends up dead. Patrick Tillman. Pat Tillman, you guys remember him from the Cardinals? You guys remember, he was the one from the Arizona. And he went to go fight, and he gets shot point blank in the head. This one says 3 shots to the head. And you guys could investigate that. I want to go watch this. I want to go watch this documentary and just soak it in and just appreciate, what we have. And let's finish that article real quick. Let's finish this article about this synagogue of Satan, fake Jews that Kanye was talking about. Many people were talking about over, 2008. I became aware of this in 2008. False Jews. God bless Judah. God bless Israel. We're just talking about the corporate corruption. We're talking about those who sacrifice lives of anyone. Muslim, Christian, Catholic, firemen, policemen, babies and kids on the airplanes. They do not care. They do not care. Larry Silverstein do not care about children or babies, men or women, police or firemen. And they covered it up for him. He got away with it by the powers of some powers out in the world, whether they're the Freemasons, whether it's Rome, whether it's the Order of Satan in Rome, and Cardinals, and Poopy Head with the doggone fish hat of a false god, policemen, fire boys, military, the whole network of Satan's beast. When somebody plays the card, when somebody does what he's told, they will allow them to profit, as you guys know. And that's what you guys know of this already. I don't make no profit ever because I don't do what I'm told. I'm here to preach the gospel. Shout out to Gene Scott and his wife Melissa Scott. Were they in Glendale or something? Shout out, thank you Gene Scott with the Pentecostal preaching. Thank you Billy Graham. Thank you Jimmy Swaggart. And God bless the families and friends and congregations and everybody. And even shout out to Greg Laurie from the Harvest Crusades. That was awesome. Crystal Lewis, Jackie Velasquez, all the performers. The Harvest Crusades were awesome. Shout out to Tony Eben. Shout out to Promise Keepers. Everyone who preached to us and came to Promise Keepers in Los Angeles Coliseum. Thank you. In 1990, something like 1996, 97, 98. That was very important. That really helped me out to be around brothers and worshiping God in the Los Angeles Coliseum, full of men singing, sound like angels. Promise Keepers, I'll never forget that. And then Greg Laurie started doing the Harvest Crusade in Anaheim Anaheim Angels. Shout out to Anaheim in Orange County, everybody. In the Anaheim Stadium, we went to Harvest Crusade several times, and it was always so family oriented, so peaceful. Fireworks. I think they have the rocks and the waterfalls or something there, and let me see. Okay, so this right here in the outfield. I mean, beyond the outfield, over the wall, and where they hit the home runs at, and we used to come. We used to come. See Harvest and Crystal Lewis, and I don't know if Jackie Velasquez was there, but I saw her in Knott's Berry Farm or something, like 1996. It was like Pastor Willie, um, Pastor Willie. I was with Aunt Jeanette, and um, it was awesome. I remember people were talking about her because she was like 16. She was like 16 years old in 1996. Let me see how old she is. So she was 16, I was 18, or 45, yeah. Like a year. So I was 17. She was 16. Anjanette was 15. I think she was there that day. And because Pastor Willie was saying, somebody was, the whole crowd, the whole church, we were excited because she's a young Christian girl. You know, she was a young she's a young Christian girl, being faithful to God as a believer, and we like that. We love that about her. And I gotta see if she was at Harvest Crusade, honestly. 2002. Okay, so she was there 2002. I think I went with some brothers from church in that year. Uh, I know Crystal Lewis was there, that's for sure. Says 2003, and the best of Harvest Crusades. I didn't even know they went that far back, honestly. But yeah, check out Crystal Lewis, especially this outfit. I love this hair. When she had the pompadour, when she has this, I don't know what year this is, but I love that hair, that outfit. Beautiful. She's a little bird Jew. She looks like Anjanette and Crystal Negretti. She looks like a little mixture of them. Jackie Velasquez will be looking like, let me see. Jackie Velasquez will be looking like, she'd be looking like, Jackie Velasquez. She'd be looking like Jessica Alba, and let's see. She'd be looking like, I don't know. I have this thing where I can see like two of my favorite queens make one. She'd be looking like, she'd be looking like a Pocahontas. She'd be looking like a Pocahontas. She'd be looking like a Pocahontas Carmen Electra. She looking like a ancient Judah. She looking like, you know, these girls are so special. So what a blessing they've been in the 90s, and ever since the 90s. Crystal Lewis, Jackie Velasquez, even Trinity 5'7", Mary was later, I think. Trinity 5'7", Nicole C. Mullen. Who's the one girl that this one says Harvest. I'm not sure if it's the same one. Lauren Daigle. These Christian all these Christian girls. I think there was one called Susie Cat Lamb. I'm just kidding. Rachel Lamb. I think there's even like a Rachel Lamb or something. And Rachel Lamb. There's another girl that. There's another girl. I don't know. Let me see if that's her. If she had different color hair. Dare to what? Rachel Lamb albums. I should type in 1990. Let's see. It's just my thing is that when I can't find something, I gotta keep searching. I gotta keep searching for it till I find it. God bless. So we got something right here in 1996. I'm not sure if that was her. What I'm seeing I'm seeing another girl. But yeah, so I remember this name for sure. But there was another girl. My sister had all the girl artists, most of the girl artists, and I had like all the worship. Not all the worship, but I had all the hip hop. My sister had like all the girl singers, and so if she wanted to hear some rap music, very rarely she wanted to hear some hip hop, I would just let her use it. But most of the time I would want to hear some Crystal Lewis, and I'd be like, can I borrow your Crystal Lewis? Because I only bought like Christian rap and praise and worship, like Ron Canoli, Maranatha, and Promise Keepers. I had some good stuff, and I had the greatest and stuff, and I would say, can I borrow your Crystal Lewis? Yeah, sure. Can I borrow your? I'll be checking it out. My sister was like a librarian. I'm just kidding. I'll be checking out Crystal Lewis. I'm checking out Crystal Lewis and Jackie Velasquez till later. Okay, I'll bring it back in later on tonight. Okay, go ahead. And I bring it back. I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna borrow your Rachel Lamb and your Zoe Click or something, or the Zoe or something, Sozo or something. I'll be like checking out the CDs, like library. Let's see. Oh, that's cute. So I want to say, back in 2018-19, that's beautiful. And back in 2018-19, I was 17, 18, 19. I was barely waking up to the extent of the beast and the kind of hold they had on people. So I just want to say, if I offended you, and just forgive me, because I did not know the extent of what people were going through. I did not know the persecution that the world was going through. I was oblivious. I was waking up little by little, because my daughter started public school and kindergarten in 2017, and kindergarten 2018 first grade, 2019 second grade, and then the beast made them leave by 2020 third grade, and she's already from 8 years old to now 13. It's been about 5 years. At least I got to raise her for 7 years, and so I understand everything. And God bless you and your children and your family and friends and fans. And it's a beautiful picture. They're all beautiful. And so I'm going to finish this article and go and just like reminisce. I'm just going to enjoy you guys' performances. What I'm going to do for the rest of my day, I'm just going to listen to some Jackie Velasquez, Crystal Lewis, Lauren Daigle, Trinity 5-7, and everybody from the 90s that held it down for me. You guys, and after in the 2000s, Nicole C. Mullen, everybody. I got compilations of all kinds of artists. And shout out to all the bands, all the rock bands, all the Christian rock. I love Christian rock. Shout out to what is it called? Right, Holy Mountain or something. Petra or something. And shout out to all the. Shout out to Lamb and the Year of Jubilee. I grew up listening to the Lamb, the Year of Jubilee. I think I shared it on my stuff before. And let's finish this article, and then I want to go watch these documentaries and listen to some music and just enjoy our freedom in Jesus Christ and keep blessing the nations. So just to be aware of things, boys and girls. I don't want the boys and girls to be dumbed down. My job is and as people awaken me, I was awakened to things. Now I'm going to return the favor and awaken the world of this generation and just show you how corrupt things can be and how controlling they are over the minds of the children. As to tell you, I'm going to say the opposite. So boys and girls, don't ever hate an Indian from India with a red dot on their forehead. Don't ever hate an Afghani person from Afghanistan. Don't ever hate an Arab from Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran. Don't ever hate Iranians. They like to be called Persians. So God bless the Persian Empire, Arabs, and you guys are true Judah. You guys are good, covered. We are not falling for this no more. I'm not falling for the division of Freemasonry, Satanists, and the synagogue of Satan in the nations. I bless all the nations. Muslim, Catholic, Ke'et Eloheka, Muslim, Ke'et Eloheka, Yahweh Ben Adam Yeshua Mashiach, and Christian, Katani Mosheim, and Mebashetov Shalom Yeshua, and Yahweh's Adas, Ben Adam Yeshua Mashiach, Ma'or Ma'onas, and everybody who has really truthfully been seeking God and the truth all their lives, or you were raised in it, you were forced in it, whatever your story is, that's your story. But know that God is true. God is true, and we have God, and God has us in his hands, and no one's going to ever ruin that for us. And I want you guys to know that we're not falling for the division of rich and poor. We're not going to fall for the division of Republicans and Democrats and liberals. We're not going to fall for this. We already did that already after 9/11. We fell for the lies. I'm not falling for it no more. I don't even play video games no more because of the lies. I don't even play PlayStation shooter games because it's evil. I'm not going to go play shooter games going in Mexico and shooting Mexicans, or going into Iraq and Afghanistan and shooting Arabs. I'm not going to play. I don't even play video games no more because of the corruption. And we're not falling for this no more. We're all Americans, or you can be whatever you want to be, whatever. But I prophesy, there's a physical realm, there's a heavenly realm of prophecy. Be whatever you want to be, but make sure it's a blessing and not cursing. Okay? And we're not falling for this. We're not falling for the division of rich and poor. Okay? And I'm going to type that right now. We're not falling for the division of American and Mexicans and Latins, and we're not falling for the division between Chicanos and, racism even from them, from other ignorant people. We're not falling for the division of Freemasons, for the divisions of people from the Freemasons, Satanists. Okay? Who call us many names, okay? Many false names, like, I gotta say a couple things, right? We're not falling for the divisions of people, rich or poor, American Mexican, etc. I'll edit it later. Okay. These are the tricks from the Freemason Satanists who call us many false names. Names that are insulting from both sides. But we can insult Satanists. That's okay. We are allowed to insult Satan. We are allowed to insult Satanists who attacked us. I should say plotted against us. And to destroy our souls. Okay. We can insult them, like call them Gabacho Diablo. We can say if there's a Gabacho Diablo who claims to be a Mexicano, he came over the border over here and he's a Satanist trying to be a Freemason. If he came over the border and he's over here in my neighborhood, I'm just gonna say, hey, you know, I saw and heard a Gabacho Diablo today, and false prophet and falso prophetis, how you say profeto, falso profetos, and today, you know, he's claiming to be this and that. So we're not falling for the divisions of people, rich or poor, American or Mexican, Republicans, Democrats, liberals. Okay, we're not falling for this no more. We're not falling for anything. We're exposing the synagogue of Satan. We're exposing the synagogue of Satan. Okay, and those mass murderers. We're exposing the synagogue of Satan, mass murderers. Some are false Jews in power. Okay. Okay, guys, I gotta finish this article and then go, because it's getting late already. I'm just gonna enjoy it, listen to this music, watch the documentaries. A few hours earlier, behind the damaged but intact the door were nearly 10,000 tons, nearly 1,000 tons of gold and silver. To security officials, it looked as if someone had tried to break in it and couldn't do it. They tried to blow it. That's probably why they had explosions in the building. They tried to blow it. Or they tried to torch it or blow it. Or both. But they couldn't get in. It says it looked as if someone had tried to break in. Within hours, a video surveillance system was installed to keep at least an electronic eye on the precious metals until their custodian, the Bank of Nova Scotia, had a chance to remove them. That work began this week. A team of 30 firefighters and police officers are helping to move the metals, a task that can be measured practically down to the flake. But that has been rounded off at 379,036 ounces of gold and 29,942,619 ounces of silver. As layers of debris are peeled away, recovery workers are opening gangways to intact portions of 16. Not gangs, for the boys and girls, not talking about gangs. It's talking about they opened a narrow path to access for people between two locations to allow passing. It's just a term they use. It may be a hint. It may be a hint as Freemason gangs. It may be a hint though. You know, and intact portions of 16-acre basement. That was a 16-acre basement. That's pretty big. That was large unseen. That was a place under spectacular scope in its own right. Just the basement are of the World Trade Center, enclosed twice as much space as the entire Empire State Building. Let's go look at let's Google his name again. Let's go see, how old is he? He's 94. Oh man, he's about to die and go to hell for this. Let's see. Where's the let's type in Silverstein daughter jewelry. Let's see, it says oh, look at this. 7 men arrested while attempting to break in a jewelry store. Interesting. He says himself that he pulled the buildings, he killed them. He says he pulled the buildings. And the documentary, and I heard it somewhere else. They heard on the radio. They said pull it, and try to Google it in a radio announcement to pull World Trade Center 7. They had control of everything. So look who has jewelry. Look who's involved in jewelry all of a sudden, or not all of a sudden, but by coincidence. By coincidence. There's a person in the family who's involved in jewelry. So it just makes you think they like jewelry and all this that happens. Okay, that's it. I'm going to cut it right there. Thank you for listening. I'm not going to read any scriptures after. I'm going to go and pay honors and dues to Pete Davidson's dad. I'm going to meditate on the real world of evil and how it really exists out there. And I'm going to go and just be grateful and thankful for all you guys out there who are awakened, all you guys know. And God bless the nations. Let me see if there's anything I posted that was that I wanted to read. And, oh yeah, I want to say Mayans, everybody, Naphtali, Islanders, Yehuda, everybody's Judah, and I'm praying and prophesying more graces, because the days are, these times are so evil. I'm sending more graces, more favor. I'm prophesying to you guys, to all the nations, Germany, everybody, of God's people who love God, more graces. But these mass murderers with armies and conspirators and false Jews who are blowing up Palestinians, and there's evil people all over the place in power. So we just have to call it out. We just have to uplift each other, and I prophesy much grace, great graces and favor to this generation of God's people, okay, and freedom, as brothers and sisters are celebrating Freedom Day. Freedom Day in Jesus Christ. Amen.